Get the crown like Braun, yeah. Make it some and I'm spending some. What's the plan? Bet I get it done. It's me, yeah, nigga.
Variety Sports Network. Built different.
What's good, boys?
What's up?
Oh man, my bad. We're late. We're usually at 7:30. I had to move my whole thing around and chop and screw my whole room up. And we got Dan in the building.
What up, Dan?
Before anything, I just had a seizure. I hit my face on my nightstand. Nobody beat my ass. That's why I got this shit and all this shit, man.
It does say Caleb fight me, so I don't know, bro. I don't know. Nightstand 1, Caleb 0. Before we start, man, y'all make sure to go follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. We're on Twitch, but we don't use it that much. That's for our gaming stuff. That being said,
Caleb,
what's up?
You know we both had our sorry ass running backs make the team, right?
Yeah.
Explain to me why we got 5 running backs and we got 5 wide receivers. How you got as many running backs as receivers?
I don't know, man.
Let's see. Caleb, Dan says, "You all right, Caleb?" And he said, "What's up, Zach?"
Yeah, I'm
What
chilling
up,
right
Dan?
now. I'm chill right now.
Let's see. Appreciate the love, bro. We're doing some good things here.
Caleb,
Changing some stuff up.
I wasn't done with that conversation yet.
Okay.
Be honest, bro. Do you think Rex Burkhead deserved to make the team?
I think he deserved it just as much as anyone else did.
That is not true.
You think Philip? You think Philip?
Be real. If you watch preseason and you had to cut, and you only take 3 running backs, you cut Burkhead and you cut Philip Lindsay.
Yeah, that's what I said. Do you think Philip Lindsay deserved to make it?
Hell no.
Exactly.
I dropped him in the fantasy leagues. He looked terrible, bro.
No, I still kept him, but you got to think about it. Is new. He might get it. He'll be one of them dudes where it'll come on probably like week 3 or 4, and it'll last for like a month, and then that's it. But for that 1 month, he's on my fantasy team.
Yeah.
Nah, I went with the sleeper, bro. I went with the sleeper. Let's see.
Yeah, Mark.
YouTube says Rex sucks.
Thank you.
Then who goes? Did Mark Ingram make y'all's team?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, they got him listed as the first running back.
Yep.
Running back 1. So what is it? Running back 1, and then
it goes him, Philip Lindsay, David Johnson, Rex Burkhead, and that other guy.
What I think they're gonna do is they're gonna figure out a way to use David Johnson like a tight end.
Yeah.
Because that's what he's better at anyway. And let's just keep it real. I don't know why the hell they didn't cut Jordan Akins, because he did absolutely nothing. Like, I'm tired of talking up this dude. And Brevin Jordan, the dude couldn't really get separation. I don't know why he looks slow to me, but that Joker can run block. He was opening holes for Scotty Phillips better than any lineman. So he should be our first running back. I mean, tight end.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Casero, you idiot.
I mean, okay. We're getting on the offense, so I just want to ask, are y'all riding with your boy Taylor?
No.
Man, the most comical thing in the world would happen is if Taylor sucks really bad, or doing like Taylor does and he gets hurt. Yeah. And then they're like, "Oh shit, we can't play Davis Mills," and then they throw Deshaun Watson in there.
Well, no, they're talking right now that they might sign Cam.
Ooh,
I would like that, but I don't see that happening. I think honestly, he's going to Dallas.
You think he did say today that he goes there's no I don't agree with him, but he said there's not 32 quarterbacks better than me, which it's kind of hard because I mean there's some. Would you pick him over at Teddy Bridgewater?
No.
Okay, see I wouldn't either. I mean, would you just pick him over our quarterback?
But that's the thing is like, okay, I'm gonna reference it to basketball. There may not be 32 people in the league better than say like who's not like a DeRozan. Like DeRozan's a top 30 scorer in the league, but are you a starter on every team? No. Like you need to be in a situation that lets you do the shit you do, and he's not on winning teams because winning teams don't do what he does.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, it's tough. Like personally, I'm a Newton fan, but I do feel he's taken that step back.
This might sound ridiculous, but if a team that I want to sign him and let him go hang out there for just a minute to see if they need him is the Saints. Because I think Jameis Winston's going to screw up. I'm not sold on Taysom Hill, but I'd like to see Cam on that team because Sean Payton will know how to use Cam Newton, especially considering he played him twice a year.
Yeah. Boy, Dylan's in the building. I mean, oh, man, I always, like I'm saying, we're already predicted to win one game this year. I don't think that's going to be that bad, but I mean, I just feel like, what do you have to lose? Like, I mean, you do have 3 quarterbacks. I did see that inside the Texans organization, they still have an open feeling that Deshaun Watson may stay, may play. So, I mean, if that's the case, you don't go for him. You try to win Deshaun's heart back and bygones be bygones. And, hey, come on back, bro. The team's meant for you.
I'm telling you, they're building the team for him. So either they know something we don't, or they really feel like if they put this shiny thing in front of him, he's like, okay, like I can win with this team, especially with that defense. You know what I mean? Yeah. And straight up, the O-line's better. So they fixed what you wanted.
Yeah. No, I mean, they built, like you said, they built the team for him. And
yeah, they did. I mean, I'm pretty sure right now he's a little pissed off they cut Kiki QT because that made me sad, but it is what it is.
Were y'all sad that he got cut?
No, you could see that coming from the first preseason game. It's like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah, I knew he was gone.
I even text Caleb, I think, and I was like, Kiki QT gone, bro.
To me, that was one I was expecting. I know we talked about it like last week or something on the show, but somebody said it today. He's gonna be like, what's his name? Jacoby Jones. Whenever he went to Baltimore, and he's just like, oh.
No, I don't think that's gonna happen because like Kiki QT, I think the thing is he's such a good slot that nobody sees him as an outside receiver. So if you look at how we are, if you want to be primarily a slot, you're in the way. Because David Johnson needs to be there. Our rookie needs to be there. We got Miller from the Bears. He needs to be there. Conley can run good routes in the middle of the field. Collins is going to run routes. So what do I want you there for? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I got you. I mean,
I hope, but he'll land on a team, bro. He'll go to a team.
Oh, yeah.
You know where I'd like to see him go? The Seahawks.
Who are you talking about?
Kiki QT.
Kiki QT.
He just signed to the Colts practice squad.
Yeah, he did.
What an idiot, bro. What an idiot.
He went there today. I was gonna let you finish. I was like, yeah, he signed today.
What's up, Trayvon? Holy shit.
Shit. My boy Trayvon in the building. What's up, bruh? Welcome. Bayou City Boys, talking H-Town sports all the time, every week. Dan goes, y'all should be better than the Lions. I agree with that. I mean, they don't got nobody.
We're gonna be better than the Colts. What the hell are you talking about?
Philly. The Colts don't. I mean, Philly's ranked last in their division right now, and that's crazy to me. Like, I don't hold them like.
If I was Philly's quarterback situation is just as bad as ours. Don't get me wrong. The difference being is we don't have that much invested in Taylor and Mills, so we can walk away from them.
Yeah. See, Trayvon said the boy's talented, but he's inconsistent.
Who are you talking about?
I believe it's QT as well.
QT.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I got
no. The thing about it is he learned how to play football in the NFL with Deshaun Watson. That's the problem, is Deshaun's not there.
Yeah. I mean, when you have a talented player like that, a lot of, like they say in sports, a lot of the mistakes you can make, it's okay because they'll make you better. It's a big drop from Deshaun to what we have right now, and so if you can't elevate your game, big drop. I mean, we got the 32nd quarterback ranked in the league. I'm like,
so like the other day, I read the thing about the Dolphins wanting Deshaun. They're the front runner, yada yada yada. But how can you say you're the front runner for Deshaun if you're not willing to part ways with Tua in that trade? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I didn't understand that because I was like, if y'all wouldn't have said that, y'all would have Deshaun Watson right now.
Yeah. Would y'all take Tua on the team?
I think it'd be better than anything we got right now.
Yeah, but I mean, yes and no. Like, if I give up Deshaun, I want picks.
Yeah.
A lot of them. So I would rather take a lot of picks than Tua. Give me like the picks I want and Xavier and Howard, and we'll be good. I'll be good with that.
And see, that's what I kept seeing was people were like, well, give me Xavier Howard and then some picks and we'll take it. I wouldn't be mad at it. The only thing is, I mean, the way that the Texans are right now, it kind of reminds me of like the Astros and Rockets. Is like, hey, we'll flip people. Like, we'll play hot potato with these boys. I don't care. Like,
I mean, you have to.
Yeah, but that's what I feel like back then. Like when we had I don't even want to talk about Bill O'Brien being GM. When we had Rick Smith and then our boy Billy O, they were scared to trade these guys. Like, no, I traded for him. Now Nick over here is just straight, just like, now you want him? I bet. Oh, you want him? I bet. Give me a 6. All right, we're gonna cut him anyway. Give me this. Give me like.
No, the thing about the Texans is we've always been really, really bad in free agency, but we've been really, really good in scouting. Like we draft good players, so we just need to get picks, bro. Our scout team knows what they're doing. Is my point.
Now they do.
Yeah,
we used to get the first round pick, and then the rest of them were like trash. I'd be like, I mean, everybody they cut from the past like year or two was honestly a Bill O'Brien pick. So I'm not.
Yeah, but we still got players on our. No disrespect, but I need to get Merciless off this team because we like on the 53-man roster, they legit had 9 linebackers on there. So then they changed like Jacob Martin, Grenard, Merciless, and somebody Johnson that we got from the Jets. They listed them as defensive ends, so we didn't have 9 linebackers on the roster. Yeah. So somebody's ass got to go, and let's get rid of the dude who's not producing and we're paying the most money to.
I mean, yeah.
Ain't that how football business works?
That should be how it is. I mean, I see him producing more on these HEB commercials than I do on the team right now.
I don't know. Let's see if maybe he did something on the defensive line he couldn't do on his feet, and maybe he'll look better. I don't know, but
yeah. Let's see. Dan goes, I feel like there's 2 teams that should go after Watson, Raiders and Falcons.
I don't think the Falcons should go after Watson because I'm not willing to sell that kid that they got from Arkansas. Forget his name. He's a quarterback rookie. Like he's the future quarterback of that team. I feel like, you know what I mean.
Sit him right behind.
I wouldn't go. Yeah, let him sit behind Ryan and learn how to play football. And I wouldn't do that. The Raiders, you don't have nothing we want.
The Raiders are. It's funny how the Raiders moved from Oakland to Vegas, and they're still like a black hole for the league. Like.
No, they're a pretty good team. They're a pretty good team because they're competitive and they'll be in every game they play. The difference is I don't want your picks, bro, because you're competitive. I don't want a bunch of middle round picks. It's like I want somebody that's gonna give me close to 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're that middle tier team where they're not gonna make the playoffs or the wild card, but they're just there, and they're content with being there. I hate those teams in all sports.
They're like the Boston Celtics of the NFL.
Facts. I'll give you that. Let's see. Trevon goes, the Texans are pending on personnel and schemes this year.
Our defense is nice, bro, but I still think we need another corner.
Let's see. Dylan goes, Cam should go to Pittsburgh for when Ben gets hurt, but I feel like Pete Carroll snatches him up. Somebody's getting him. I think tomorrow we're waking up to some Cam Newton news.
Yeah, I think he's going to Dallas. I really do.
All right, so you pick Dallas. Where do you think, Caleb?
Houston.
Fuck. I'm going to go with damn. I'll go with Washington.
That would be a bad spot.
You got Fitzmagic over there, but
well, not only that, is he played for Rivera forever.
Yeah.
So should he go back to
I read something today. They said that
they didn't want him.
They don't want him. They said Fitzpatrick is the quarterback of that team.
Yeah.
Well, and you also gave money to Taylor Heineke or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think they're just banking on the fact that they won't be that good and they get quarterback in the draft.
Let's see. Dan Hood's a fan of the Cowgirls. He said Cal Bum signed 2 quarterbacks today. There was a lot of people getting signed to practice squads today. I mean, it's that time. Somebody gets off.
T.Y. Hilton got put on IR today.
Yeah, he got a neck back.
That whole Colts team is like living in.
That's what I feel like, bro. Like, we can be the second best team in our division. If we run the ball and play defense, we could be the second best team in our division.
See, Dylan goes, I thought Rivera would have grabbed Cam the minute he went there, and Ron brought in Kyle Allen instead. LOL.
Oh, man.
There was some.
Well, at that time, I'm sure Rivera would have, except they were still messing with that bum Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah. There was some questionable signings today. I mean, the Texans, they didn't cut any names that were kind of surprising. There wasn't any names I was like, oh, man, what? He didn't make it.
Yeah.
I mean.
Well, we don't have those players on our team where you really care if they stay or go. It's like you said earlier, everything's just an asset. You know what I mean?
I know, that's why, yeah. I mean, when I was making the graphics for the Texans, I was like, who should we put? Like, there's like maybe 3 players I'm like, yeah, woo, like Reed on defense, maybe like Cooks on offense, and
Justin Reed is a beast, bro. Did you see the other day where he kicked the ball off because we didn't have a kicker, and then he went down there and made the hit, knocked it out?
Mm-hmm.
He's a beast.
And he did a perfect interview. Like, he's meant for TV after this. Like, he's one of those guys I could see on like doing networks stuff and all that. So Trevon says the Texans will surprise everybody this year. I don't think we're going to be last. I think we're not making playoffs, but I think we're having.
It depends on what you consider a surprise. Like, people expect us to be so bad. Some people might say like 2 wins is a surprise, but I really think that we'll go for 5, maybe.
Probably. I mean, anything over 1 win, I think is a win for us because
we might do better. Like, I would not be surprised if we did go 500, you know? But I also wouldn't be surprised if we did just get win. So, you know?
Yeah. Shit, the boy Dylan.
I kind of think that's why it's exciting to watch football this year for us. You know what I mean?
I think it's going to be, me and Caleb talked about it about fantasy-wise. It's going to be very interesting because, 1, you have all these injuries right now, and then 2, you have COVID. And so it just feels weird. Like, but I'm excited for it because, like you said, that we don't know the Colts can't even get healthy right now before the season starts. I mean, you had 3 top running backs go down in preseason for their teams. I mean, who knows?
No, I think as a Texans fan though, it's even more exciting because, for one, we got a new coach. And like a lot of the frustration of being a Texans fan was like you knew what Bill O'Brien was going to do wrong. So you just had to wait for that point in the game and be like, I know what he's going to do. It's 3rd and 4, and he's scared because they're blitzing the quarterback. So he's going to make a really dumb, conservative running play. And he does it, and we get stuffed. And we were like, we can't even be mad because we know that's what Bill O'Brien does. But now we got Cully, so now we're thinking, okay, let's see if he's not going to do that. That's what excites me.
Yeah. We gonna see.
I mean, I'm still not a fan of our offensive coordinator, Tim Kelly, because I just don't like the dude.
Let's see. Boy Dylan has some fantasy football for you, Caleb. He said there's some legit solid free agents still out there. Then Hood goes, I'm still mad Cal Bum signed Corey Clement. I mean, the Cowboys, honestly, being realistic, the Cowboys are going to win that division.
I don't know that.
What? Who do you got above them?
The Giants should be as competitive as they are.
I'll give you that.
Like they have good players on offense for the Giants. I don't know if you would necessarily say that they're better than the Cowboys offense, but you would definitely say their defense is way better.
Yeah.
And with Fitzmagic and Terry McLaurin over there at least trying to score, plus that good-ass defense in Washington, they'll be competitive in that division. No disrespect, Dan, but the Eagles, don't nobody care about them.
I mean, all over sports, they were talking about them being like fourth. You good, brother? Yeah. Yeah, I mean they were ranked fourth in all the rankings because I mean they barely gave their quarterback the quarterback one right now. So I mean it's like
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean Washington's defense is nice. The Giants are kind of that like what if team. I mean the Cowboys should have a bunch of offense.
The Giants just disappoint, bro, because that team is put together in a way that where they should be really good, and they just always hurt or whatever.
Yeah,
But I think Saquon's gonna have a good year. I'm banking on the fact Saquon has a good year.
yeah. I mean shit. I drafted him in fantasy. He better do good. And that was a bro, that Yahoo draft. Oh, I was telling Caleb, I got auto picked 4 picks because I've never used Yahoo. So the first pick I was walking into Brew Wings, it gave me him, and then the second pick it gave me Dak Prescott at quarterback. I was mad. And then
I don't think Dak's gonna have a good start, but I think he finishes the season good.
yeah, I mean we're gonna see. He better do good. I got him in that $100 league. He better show it. Better be the MVP this year.
Nah, now you're asking for too much.
I'm asking for this much, so even if I get this much, it's fine. Hey, I mean,
When they say shoot, aim for the moon, you might land in the stars.
yep. Hey.
Nah, the Texas defense looked good though. I was pretty excited about that. It makes me wonder what the Texans are going to do at Ross Blacklock though, because all the dudes they brought in that play his position, they look good. Like he looked the worst, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know what he's going to do. I was kind of surprised that they traded Shaq Lawson though.
You were surprised in that move?
I was.
I know they kept saying it, so I figured they were going to just because of how much they talked about it. But I mean, then again, the Rockets.
Let me rephrase that. I wasn't surprised that they did it. I thought that they wanted more for him.
I can give you that, yeah, because they kind of just were like, "Here, we're done with it."
Well, because like, if you really think about it, if we never made that trade in the first place, like what our team would be right now if we had Bernard McKinney.
Yeah.
Like I don't. He's not a cover linebacker, but I would still rather him be on the team. You know.
True. I mean, man, it's tough. Like,
not really. The Texans don't make it tough.
it's just I always feel with them. I hope they. I mean, I'm trying not to be judgmental because it's like if the Texans right now, I look at them as like a broke down Cadillac, and somebody gave me the Cadillac, and I'm trying to turn it into a slab, and I'm working with whatever pieces I got right now. So it's still my baby, but I'm working with whatever I got left.
Yeah, it's like one rim's bigger than the other. The stereo sounds like crap.
Yeah,
it's all good though. It's still our crap.
Let's see, Trayvon. Man, he wrote a whole biography. Hold on, let me read this comment real quick. He goes, "I believe the Texans will make the playoffs. On paper, the Texans look weak, but with the full offseason that we didn't have because of COVID, and along with a team full of young, inexperienced players, didn't play in our favor. I believe the Texans will be a solid football team. The team of young no-names will make an impact this year."
Trayvon, my bro, I appreciate that, but nah, it ain't gonna happen. It's not. Don't get me wrong. We have a really good defense. If we run the ball good, we'll be in a lot of games. But I don't think that you're gonna get in the playoffs because Tennessee will win our division for real. And you got like other divisions that'll have multiple people in it. I just don't see us like the AFC North will probably have 2 people in it. AFC West might have 2 people in it. So I don't see us getting in. But we're weak. We need a corner. Like there's people there. Like Brady picked on people the other day, and I'm pretty sure he's not the only one going to do that. I would like to be that team though. That and also I don't want to go to the playoffs either because I want good picks.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I kind of want the Texans to do what the Astros did and what the Rockets are doing. Be
Yeah.
competitive, but get some picks and build up. Because I mean, in football, you can build up a lot from that draft alone, and then finally start getting free agents. Be like, hey, you know what? The culture's different here. I wanna come play over here and all that stuff.
We have to get rid of money first. So for one, we first have to figure out what we're doing with Deshaun, and two, then you get rid of players like Merciless and that big old contract. And other than that, we don't really have nobody signed to big money, and so we can go get somebody. I mean, Tunsil's paid a ton of money, but he's kind of worth it.
Yeah, I mean, do you keep Tunsil for a Mills or for a Deshaun if he comes back, or do you trade him if Deshaun's gone? That's one thing I've been.
Again, that's one of those things where if whatever we get in return is good, then you kind of have to. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, like we have people that can probably replace him, like a Titus Howard or whatever, but it was a dude who played right tackle the whole preseason with the second string unit named Charlie Heck. That dude is a blocking fool. So maybe he could play left tackle for us. To me, he was the dude that came out of the preseason. Like, he stuck out the most to me. It's like, damn, where'd that guy come from? A freaking offensive lineman. That's how good he was. Him and Vincent Taylor. Vincent Taylor, the defensive lineman, he was taking on double teams and stuff and everything. So I don't know where the hell he came from. I think he came from Oakland. He's pretty good. Speaking of getting rid of money, you think the Rockets are going to trade Eric Gordon or no?
Man, I really want them to. I mean, let's look at it. We got our boys here, the young four talent. I'm happy with all of the picks. Some of them balled out, especially the two.
Do you think all four of them make the Rockets roster to start the season?
I think for sure, though, the one from Spain, he goes to G League.
I think he makes it
because of his defense.
Well, because of all of them, he's the most versatile. He could play the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5. He can defend all those positions, so he makes it. I think Josh Christopher goes to the G League for sure.
Oh, he's definitely going. Yeah.
In my personal opinion, KPJ, Kevin Porter, and Jalen Green, they play really good off the ball. So that's why you kind of have to keep a John Wall for right now, in my opinion. And you take the strain off of John Wall a little bit, so you get rid of Eric Gordon and try to get you some 3-and-D players in.
Yeah. Oh, man, it's tough because I do feel like, I mean, I think Eric Gordon, you should trade him, though. He's gonna
Do you think if Garuba stays on the main roster, do you get rid of Daniel House?
I would say yes.
I would too. The only reason I would keep Daniel House is because we don't pay him nothing.
Yeah, he's not really a luxury on the money. I mean,
at the very least, he's like one of them players that sweetens the pot on a deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like he'd be that add-on, like with a trade. Like, hey, we're gonna give you Eric Gordon, but you also get Daniel House, or we're gonna give you John Wall, and for taking him, you'll get Daniel House. Like,
so let me ask you this. I was thinking about this earlier. So Ben Simmons asked for a trade, right? Well, he kind of demanded the shit. Would you trade John Wall and Kevin Porter Jr. right now for Ben Simmons?
What was it? John Wall,
Kevin Porter, and a pick for Ben Simmons.
I'm a big Kevin Porter fan, but the thing is, I would want Ben, but I feel if you're gonna put this team with Jalen Green, I wouldn't want to be like, hey, I know it's your team, but now you got to share it with Ben Simmons. I just feel I feel Jalen Green has enough swagger where he's gonna elevate it to okay, this is my squad now. Like, that's just how I feel about him.
But to what extent does that step on Kevin Porter Jr.'s feet?
The thing is, I mean, Kevin Porter Jr. is already pissed from his NBA ranking being 77 on NBA 2K22. And Jay
I mean,
Morant.
the dude had a 50-point game last year, so he
Exactly.
should be higher than 77.
Yeah, I mean, they have rookies over him, bro. Like it's dumb. Like I don't get it. Even Jay Morant, his boy, was like, "Hey, that's disrespectful, bro." Like, to me, like I'm a fan of him. I think with what we have right now, with with the coaching staff we have, I think it's perfect for Kevin Porter because he got kicked off of Cleveland.
We stole that dude. We got him for nothing.
Yeah, I mean, John Lucas is the guy that works with them like perfectly. So he took him in, he did all that, and I mean, honestly,
am I wrong for thinking that even though Jalen Green is a better, I don't know, I wouldn't say better scorer than KPJ, but you continue to groom Kevin Porter as the point and let Jalen Green be whatever he turns out to be? Because I think he'll be more of a scorer than a point.
Yeah, I mean, damn, it's tough because you want them both on the court if you can put them, but somebody's going to be out of, I think, a position.
I guess the better way of me phrasing that is do you groom one of those? Do you start teaching one of them how to play off the ball more so than with the ball?
I would say yes.
I'm thinking the same, but if you do that, if you commit to that, I feel like you have to really plan on keeping them around for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, Trayvon agrees. He said hell no on the trade, though, for Ben Simmons.
So where do you think Ben Simmons is going to go?
He wants to go to Cali. I think all the points to Sacramento, first off. I mean, Lakers are off of the board with them in their retirement home. You got Clippers. They're not going to be able to trade for him. I mean, Golden State can.
Actually, I think if a team in California can, it will be the Clippers. I don't think Sacramento's smart enough to pull that trade off. I really don't think they're smart enough to do it.
I don't think they are either. I mean, don't put disrespect on Sacramento, though, bro. They're the 2-time Las Vegas Summer League champions, bro. The only team to ever win 2 Las Vegas. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but yeah.
It ain't good. I mean when you're in the lottery drafting players every year, that's why you got good players. That team is full of point guards and centers. That's all that's there. I don't want to see Ben Simmons go there. I want to see Ben Simmons go to OKC. I'd be asking for Shea and some picks, send Ben Simmons over there, and build a team around him. You know where else would be a good spot for Ben Simmons?
What?
San Antonio.
Ooh, honestly, I saw a trade where it was a Devontae Murray and it was another guy in a pick for Ben. I mean,
dude, let's be honest. San Antonio has their picks will probably suck because they're never really that bad, but they have decent players. Like you said, DeJounte Murray would be a good piece. I truly believe that the San Antonio Spurs have the next superstar of the league on it in Keldon Johnson. And that'll be a good player to play with Ben. He's like, oh, you don't want to shoot it? Don't worry, I'll shoot for both of us.
Yeah. I mean, I think he does. To me, like we've said it before in the past few weeks, Ben Simmons, if he was to come to the Rockets, I wouldn't be mad personally because I feel he just needs to change the scenery. Like, you were the scapegoat for your team. Like, Joel Embiid said today, they all flopped it. Like, everybody points the magnifying glass on Ben. But there was a lot of moments where Tabo was messing up, where Joel was messing. Joel, you got hurt also doing your thing with Triple H, bro. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, and freaking what's the other guy? The Max Money. I forget his name sometimes.
Who, Tobias?
Tobias Harris. He just didn't show up.
Yeah, that's Tobias though. Like, and people are like, oh, it's because he's the third option. That's even worse. Like, he gets paid.
He had the favorable matchups against Atlanta. He should have been posting everybody up.
Yeah, he should have been like, he should have been like Chris Bosh did with Miami, where there was those games where he had advantages and he's like, I got it, don't worry, I got it, and he would take over. Let's see. Trayvon thinks OKC.
Another team that I would like to see get on the phone because I think they have assets and picks to maybe get Ben Simmons would be Orlando. It's like, dude, I got 4 point guards on this team. I got a shitload of big men on this team. I got a couple good defenders on this team. What do y'all want? Let's make a deal, you know?
Yeah. Let's see. Dan said the Nuggets. I think the Nuggets are content though with what they got. They just signed Aaron Gordon too, so
Dan, that's a terrible suggestion. Terrible.
it's just like one team. I mean, I don't want to touch too much on it because I mean it goes into our topic on that we're going to be on Friday about that whole Central. But Cleveland has like 6 damn centers, bro. Like it don't make sense to me. Like
They're gonna get. I'm telling you, if they leverage Kevin Love to get something for their bench, Cleveland will make the playoffs next year.
oh yeah, they in the East. I mean, there's some bottom East teams that you're like, you can miss it.
That for real.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, there's teams that we're kind of sleeping on. I think that are going to be like. I think that we always give Boston a hard time, but they're going to be there. They might be a home team.
Boston, bro. Whoever, if you're a Boston Celtics fan, you hopefully. I mean, I thought Brad Stevens gonna make some moves. He still hasn't. He just chilling with what he got. But oh, never mind. You got Al Horford. You're good.
Yeah, but let me tell you what. Where Horford's going to help that team is he may not help them score points better. Watch how much better that team's defense is with Horford calling.
Oh no. I get it. I mean, there's some teams in the East that got better for sure. Chicago. I mean, even the Hornets got better. Atlanta got a little better. New York got better with Kimba over there. I mean,
What was that? No offense. What was that dumbass suggestion of a trade that you asked me earlier?
oh yeah, it was terrible. Because I always see these like Rockets trades that should happen or that are rumored to happen. It was Christian Wood. What's his name? The Turkish guy. I always forget it.
Alperen Sengun.
Yeah, Alperen Sengun. And it was like 2 first-round picks and a pick swap for Karl Anthony Towns from Minnesota Timberwolves. And
Hell no.
the guy was in the article like, I mean, we write articles here, and I have my own ideas of who should be traded and all that all the time. But I was just like, where did this come from? Like, and he was making a suggestion like the Rockets should get rid of all these assets because Karl Anthony Towns with Jalen Green is going to elevate them. And I was like, to what? The 9th seed or what? Like,
Karl Anthony Towns has not came to the point in his career where he has to admit, like, I can still be the best player on the team, but I need to learn how to play off the ball.
Yeah.
Because all these good players that they brought to him and he ain't figured it out yet, you're the problem, bro. And I'm almost to the point to say the same thing about Joel Embiid.
He's getting there. I think especially if you take Ben off this team and they do worse. You're losing.
No, they won't do worse. Like, I think that they'll do just as good as if they get. But you think about it. It's like whoever comes in, what they have to replace from Ben. It's not the points because the dude don't score nothing. So if you're still getting the rebounds and assists from whatever you get in, then you'll be just as good, I think.
That's what I mean. Supposedly, though, I read today from the I want to say.
I think okay. What I mean by that is like Big Cat is like when he should be aggressive, he's not. When somebody's rolling, he's in the way. And Joel Embiid always wants the ball when sometimes he should be letting other people go off. And they just got to figure this shit out. But no, keep Big Cat off my team. I did want him at one point. I don't want him no more. If he goes to it, the one team I want to see go get Big Cat is Portland.
Bro, speaking of Portland, I mean, let me see. Dan said that Jamal got hurt. I think he'll be back, though, by the time Jamal Murray got hurt. He should be back close to the time frame of it. I mean, I know before we go to the Portland thing, Sacramento did drop out of the Ben Simmons trades because they said the asking price is way too high for their liking. And for Sacramento to say that, I mean, I wonder what that asking price is. Like, is it
that's why I would be on the phone with.
I mean, I agree. Portland needs to make a trade. They're saying they're building around Damian Lillard, but you've given him what? Larry Nance Jr. You've given him some other guys that, I mean, are questionable. Okay.
I really feel like your best asset to trade is CJ. You have to move on from CJ.
I agree.
And the reason I say that is not because he's a bad player. He did anything wrong. It's like you play too much like Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
And if I could get 2 or 3 players to do other things for me, then I'll take that trade. And plus, you got a player like Anthony Simmons on that bench doing nothing. He could come in and play the same style as CJ for half the money.
Yeah. I mean, you have 3 guys. You're not getting rid of Lillard. Unless you're hitting a restart, you're not getting rid of him. I mean, CJ or Nurkic are the ones. One of them you got to move. And I feel Nurkic is.
No, you move them both together. Like those are the 2 kind of dudes you're like, okay, I'll send both of them for a big cat with some picks or something. Because then you still have Nurkic in Minnesota to say, I got a center now.
I just feel you should have done that before free agency, though. So then you could have got somebody else to come in with that extra money you had. Now you're kind of, we're rolling with what we got. I mean, you didn't lose like huge names, but you did lose key players, I feel, that helped you, like Carmelo and some other players. I mean, yeah, I like Larry Nance Jr., don't get me wrong, but does he really elevate you in any way in the West? Like
he gives you the benefit to Larry Nance there is like he gives you a big man who can protect the rim and he can switch on the pick and roll. The problem is like the Portland's, they've made mistakes like the Rockets did. It's like y'all bank too much on Covington, and you still are. So he'll probably get traded. But I wouldn't be surprised if that team makes a big trade in the middle of the year.
They need it. That's one team.
Minnesota's the team I'm going after. I'm stealing players off that team because, no disrespect, Garrison Rosas is a Houston dude. And I like seeing him do well. But you don't do well, bro. So either you're running a team bad or you just don't know what the hell you're doing.
I think it's to me, Minnesota, somebody said it today that it was Cincinnati Bengals. They go, you can have a star player, but if the organization isn't run right, it's just wasting time. They're talking about Joe Burrow. And I feel Minnesota's like that. Like they're that team you kind of want to do good because, I mean, they have those players you kind of like to watch. But they're just run terribly. Like
they're like the New York Giants. Like you look at them on paper and like that team's good, and then you watch them play and like that team's not good.
Like last year when we played Minnesota and they were like talking about, I think they beat us and they were like, "Oh, Rockets suck, this and that." I'm like, bro, y'all are right above us by 1 game. Like you suck also. And then we beat you the next game and you're like, "Oh, we got to do better, this and that." I'm like, we didn't even say nothing.
To prove my point, Minnesota just traded Jarrett Culver to Memphis in that Beverly trade.
Yeah.
Watch how good Jarrett Culver does. Jarrett Culver could hoop. They just didn't know how to use a real basketball player. D'Angelo Russell's still on that team doing nothing. Anthony Edwards is over there, and he's trying to take control of the team. Watch, somebody on that team is getting traded.
What did I read? I posted it on the Notoriety Facebook. It was the other day. I think I shared it. Patrick Beverly said, because he's in Minnesota right now, right? I think he got to Purgatory.
He got bought out, I thought.
Did he? I think he was. I want to say he's still in Purgatory there, but he said that Ben Simmons trade to there makes them a championship contender, and I was crying of laughter when I heard it. It was so golden when I read it. Like somebody had said it, and then he put on Twitter facts with eyeballs, and I was like, bro, all that trading around the country got you messed up, dog. Because I don't know what. I mean, it's a good fit for you. I'll give you that, but I don't think Ben wants to go to Minnesota.
I mean, it is a good fit for him, but what are you giving up to get him?
Yeah.
Because what does that team look like once you give everything up? Because you really only have like. Do you consider D'Angelo Russell like an asset? Is there that many teams that want him?
Supposedly, I did read though Minnesota made a trade offer to them for it was D'Angelo, and it was 2 other not bad guys and like 2 picks, and they turned it down. So
yeah,
to me, I'm wondering, is it more of the asking price of Daryl Morey is just, I mean, we know Daryl Morey.
No, that's not what it is. Is the problem with the trade is that, well, for one, yeah, you're right. The asking price is high, but whatever comes in has to be able to play with Joel Embiid. Like you have to be able to play in this.
You don't want to. Yeah. And I think that's the problem.
That's why I'm thinking like a Shea Gilgeous-Alexander in OKC, somebody like De'Aaron Fox, Sacramento. Those kind of players.
I mean, I think a Buddy Hield and a DeAndre Fox one would be perfect for him. Like,
or you can do like if you think about, I don't know why I keep thinking about San Antonio. You bring in a DeJounte Murray and then like maybe another 3-and-D player of some sort. You know what I mean? Rudy Gay and then a shitload of picks. That'll be good.
And that's good for them. Imagine the San Antonio Dallas rivalries of Luka versus Ben. That would be fun. Defense versus offense. I mean, he ain't stopping Luka. I know he ain't stopping Luka, but you can it gives that little.
If there's somebody in the league who can stop Luka, it'd probably be Ben Simmons.
I mean, Ben Simmons under a Greg Popovich, that could be a lot for him.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly wouldn't be mad if San Antonio gets him. I don't want them to do good. I want Rockets to do better. But for him, I think that's a good spot for him.
That's why I don't think he goes to Minnesota. If Minnesota plans on getting better, you have to trade Karl-Anthony Towns.
Yeah. Well, I said from supposedly what I read today, Minnesota and Sacramento both pulled out of Ben Simmons trades because they said the price was just ridiculous for him. So, I mean, your only options, I guess, now are OKC and San Antonio.
No, not necessarily. I mean, like I wouldn't be opposed if the Knicks took a shot at him. I wouldn't be opposed if the Hornets took a shot at him. I don't really see teams in the West besides like Portland that could really use him.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe Dallas.
Dallas, I think, yeah, you could get but where are you gonna put Kristaps with
No,
Joel?
I'm trading Porzingis for him.
Oh, a 3-team trade? Or...
Nah, straight up.
That's what I'm saying. You would put
deals.
You would put Kristaps with Joel though as well.
No, I'm talking about I would rather see Big Cat go to Dallas.
Oh, Big Cat. Okay.
Yeah, Big Cat go to Dallas for Kristaps.
I would love that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
That would be perfect. Luka and Cat. I think Cat needs to change the scenery for sure. I mean, Minnesota is Minnesota. It's not there's not much to do.
If I was Minnesota, send Big Cat to Dallas for Kristaps and Jalen Brunson, I'll be cool with that. Let's go. Because now you got a good point guard, you got a power forward, you got a bunch of good centers over there, like backup centers, like Naz Reid, them dudes in Minnesota. So I would take that trade.
See, Dan, Caleb's good, bro. He had a headache from his seizure. He's taking a break. So me and Zach got it for the rest of the night. He'll be back.
I talk a lot. I do most of the talking anyway.
Man, okay, talking, but let's talk about our Houston Astros. These boys. I mean, I'll forever be happy about it. Haters hate. I don't care. Give me my trash.
We got it.
Give me my trash. But
did you see that article that I forwarded you and Caleb the other night about
yes,
the Astros signing Marvin Gonzalez, our best cheater?
I loved it. I let him know. Danny's probably watching. I let him know. Yeah,
the Astros try to do that low key. They signed him to like a minor league deal, like nobody was gonna notice, and he's gonna play. But dude cheated while he was here.
I read though that Carlos Correa was the reason why he got picked. That he was advertising for him, and he wrote him and said, "Hey, you should come back." I mean, I loved it. I'm a Marvin Gonzalez.
No, yeah, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, it was funny though.
Everything that everybody keeps saying, like the whole league is cheating in some way, in some form or fashion. So.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares?
That's what I figured. I was like, man, there's Colorado Rockies cheated. They just lost. I mean, you have just the Pine Tar incident this year, bro.
If Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens are the face of the steroid era and we're the face of the cheating era, I'm cool with that. Because we don't have no hard feelings towards Barry and them.
Nah. I mean, to me, like, you still see highlights of them. You still see people talking about them. What, you're going to erase all their home runs?
Yeah,
that's exactly. Why people are like, oh, take their championship away. You know what's funny, though? Majority of the fans now don't even care. Like, it's only those Dodger fans and Yankee fans, and there's, like, I would say the Ranger and A's fans. That's it. LA Angels, I mean, they're like the Clippers of their city. So, I mean, they're it's funny how like you have your A team and your B team of LA. I don't get it, but I mean
Yeah,
Rams
I
and
know, right?
Rams and Chargers, Clippers, Lakers. I mean Angels and Dodgers. It's funny, but they like being that. I mean
And they got the best baseball player in the world on that team too.
I know, and you got Shio Otani over there, which might be MVP, and you can't do jack squat. It's
Nope.
like, but
But that to my point, that's what I was saying the other day. Is like everybody's like Correa's gonna leave. Correa's gonna leave. If it's because we won't give him one of those monster 10-year, $300 million deals, then that's just the way it has to be.
yep, yeah. I mean, look at one of my favorite players is Tatis. Bro, he's a monster, but his team sucks, and it's because he's taken up all the money. I mean, and all that. I did read though before we went on that Correa said he would be open to re-signing with the Astros. He says he wants to be back with the Astros.
But my
it's
thing is, it's not even the per year average of money. It's just they're not giving you 10 years. So if they say I'll give you 6 or 7 years, come on, bro. And they're doing that on the basis that our farm system pitching is gonna carry us throughout the end of that contract. You know what I mean? So they're putting a lot of faith in you. And if you insist on getting the 10 years, then sorry to see you go, but bye.
Yeah, but I don't want the way that if you look at the way Tampa Bay was built, where they're at now, that's the way we're going. I mean, we have their old GM and everything. Like that's the way we're going, and I'm not mad at it. You don't have to be New York Yankees throwing money out there for these players. And I mean, not every team is meant for that. And I think Houston Astros are that team that's not meant for it.
Me too. And the reason I don't want to tie up money is because like you have Bregman, who we just signed. You have Altuve, who's kind of locked up for a while. Jordan's young. Tucker's young. So where's your money? Once Brantley leaves, then we'll just have to spend money on another outfielder, but you always should keep money available for that ace pitcher.
Yeah. I agree.
So we won't have Greinke for too much longer. Verlander's pretty much gone. So
yeah, there was fans asking if he was coming back.
I think that if he thought he had a long period of time, he might come back for a year. But I don't think he thinks that. So I think he's going to Dallas. I mean, Detroit. Going back to Detroit for one more year.
Woo! Let's see. Somebody said our farm is legit.
The best. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying is they're banking on the fact the farm system does good. That's why they're offering Correa that money.
Yeah.
So he needs to like, all right, let me just sign this little deal right here and try to get 2 more World Series out of it, you know?
I mean, where we're at right now, I mean, I asked the question, what's wrong with the Houston Bats? Like, if you watched, I know you didn't watch the game today. I watched a little bit while I was moving my room around. It just
The Astros are bored.
I mean, they look like they're stuck in like Frozen the movie, bro. Like they're bad.
The Astros are bored. You're 7 games up on Oakland, and you know that they ain't gonna catch. Like we would legit have to do really bad from here on in the last 30 games for them to catch us, and they know we're gonna still win.
They've been really bad. I mean, Toro beat you yesterday. Toro beat you.
I'm telling you, they're just bored.
I mean,
and plus, we had like 21 games in 23 days.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the schedule has been ridiculous. Like people are like, "Oh, we have an easy schedule," but I'm like, the traveling is going to be what tires you out. I mean, you see Dusty trying to give guys different like spaces off and this and that because you don't want to go into the playoffs. I mean, I do get it. Right now is that time where if you're kind of content with where you're at, we're not catching Tampa, so what are we going to do? Let's stay in this middle ground. We'll compete whenever we do it. And as long as we don't fall into the wild card, we're good.
And that's to be our philosophy. Just get to the show, and then it's time to go. And
I mean, that team, though, is when you put the bright lights on them, they come to play.
Exactly. That's why I'm telling you they're bored, bro.
So, bored. Let's see. Kayla's he said, my head's broken. Sure it does, bro. Sure it does. I mean, the thing is, okay, do you trust our backup pitching and all that stuff?
It makes me feel better that Urquidy came back. And Urquidy's kind of one of my favorite pitchers. So you can either go 6-man rotation or just wait for a starter to mess up and then throw Urquidy in there. That's what I would do. Let Urquidy be our Charlie Morton.
Ooh, I like that.
Like how we use Charlie Morton and Peacock. It's like, okay, they're screwing up. Go in there and give me 4 innings. And he can do it.
Yeah.
Like he's the reason that a player like Odorizzi can stay in the starting rotation.
Yeah. I see that.
Because I don't really have too much concern with like Greinke, Garcia, or what's the other guy? The lefty. Whatever.
I was like going through the list in my head, like
we got 3 starters.
Yeah.
And then plus Graveman came in and he did his thing.
Yeah. Who pitched? Who was the one that came in last night for Toro? It was the one we got in the trade.
Graveman.
He did terrible yesterday.
Yeah, but he had a pretty good month.
No, he had a great
Presley
month.
finished the month good. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is. That's why I'm thinking they're bored. We had like 14 or 15 road games away in a row. They were like, just let me get home.
They need some home cooking, man. They're off tomorrow, luckily.
Yeah, I need some brisket.
I mean, that Texas barbecue ain't the same out there in Cali and everything else. And I think too, like since we play in this division of, I mean, the AL West is just crazy. Dan goes, "Are we watching AEW?" Of course, bruh.
Yeah.
This is a big weekend for our wrestling fans, also with AEW. I mean, I don't know. It to me, I mean, I hope that's what it is. I'm trusting them. This is that team. I'm riding with them till the wheels fall off. I stayed for the Astros. I remember, like we said, we got free tickets when they were bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I ride with all the teams. Rockets, everybody's like, I'm not watching them until they do better. I'm like, that's not the way it works, but whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I'll critique my team. One thing that people know, bro, is I'll critique them. I'll be like, damn, they suck today. And people are like, you can't say that. I'm like, it's the truth. They suck today. Like, how do you feel about the Mets fans booing the players?
I don't have an opinion on that because you got to think about it. It's not even that they're Mets fans; they're New Yorkers. So they're all or nothing, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And that's why I think like a lot of them did say they were like, oh well, when you do good in New York, we cheer you like a god, and then when you do bad, we boo you.
Exactly. So you get praised more than you should when you do anything there. So
I mean, look at the Knicks. The Knicks got praised more than Brooklyn, bro, in basketball, and we were like, all right, I like the Knicks, but
man, the Brooklyn is gonna figure. I think they'll be in the finals this year.
Oh, if they stay healthy.
I don't even think if they care if they stay healthy. Like they signed people that are they brought in Patty Mills going to the Brooklyn Nets.
I know.
Was such a big signing to me.
I've told people I can't wait on the NFL show to talk about that division because Patty Mills I think is a steal for that team. Like Patty Mills, we've seen him at Rockets fans on San Antonio for so long. That boy's a sniper out there sometimes. And you're gonna what? You got to guard Kyrie, you got to guard James, you got to guard Durant. You gonna leave?
But
him
it's not
open?
like that. It's like, what do you do if Kyrie, Harden, or Durant wants to go one-on-one with you, and you got Joe Harris on that side and Patty Mills on that side, and probably Durant standing somewhere too? It's like, damn, I can't leave nobody. So Kyrie and Harden get into the bucket every time.
Foul, hand in the cookie jar, foul,
Yep.
foul. I mean, it's going to be a fun season, I think. I can't wait. It's coming up soon. It's, in November, I think?
I'm more excited for football, though, because we're only like...
Oh, a few days.
Bro, we're like a week and a half away.
Yeah, a few days,
Not
man.
even. What do we got? The Tampa and the Cowboys next Thursday, I think?
Next Thursday. I said, I love football season. October is my favorite month because you get all three. You get all three trifectas of them. You get preseason beginning up. You get and all that stuff. Let's see. Dan says Giannis has a say about those Nets. I think
Giannis ain't going to have a word because they're not going to figure out how to stop it. You got to think about it. Like, the players that they surrounded Giannis with that won a ring this year, a lot of what helped them was they were dog hungry. Lopez was hungry. Middleton hungry. Holiday hungry. I got a ring now. I ain't that hungry. Harden, he wants a ring though, so he's gonna carry that. You just watch.
We're gonna see that.
So let me ask you this, since it's almost football season. If there's one player on the Texans that you want to see do well, like exceed expectation, who is it going to be?
Oh, God.
Like that sleeper guy.
Quarterback. Whoever's that quarterback. Nah, I mean, I say just because
it could be anybody. You could take Collins. I know you ever since I brought him up, you kind of follow him a little bit.
Yeah, I like Nico Collins. I just don't know if the guys throwing him the ball are gonna advocate for him.
Well, I'll say this: I cussed him 10 ways to Sunday when he dropped that touchdown the other day, but then the very next possession, he caught it about the 7 and he drove somebody into the end zone. I was like, all right, this dude, he's legit.
He's learning.
Yeah.
It reminds me of George Springer when he dropped that ball in the World Series, and everybody's like, oh. And then, he made it up. Home run. It was
on the very first pitch.
Yeah. Goosebumps. Hit that firework. Bang.
I'm looking at Gallows or Garrett Wallow from Texas TCU. I think at some point he's going to get playing time, and he'll be like that nickel corner, 5th linebacker, something like that. But he's just going to be a ball of energy. So I'm looking for him to do good.
Yeah, I can see it.
And then, like you said, anybody playing quarterback. So were you kind of like pissy about what you seen from Davis Mills, or was that just me?
I mean,
because I thought there was times in the game where he took his time and he slowed down and he did really well, and then he made a couple good plays and he started feeling himself a little bit, and then he did something dumb. Like, dude had 3 interceptions and all 3 of them were his fault.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I feel like he got. I said, yeah, he felt himself. He's like, oh, I got this now. I got this, and it's like that rookie wall where you still have to learn the pace of it, and then especially at quarterback, control the ball, bro. You don't throw it away, don't give it away, and I feel like he was just rushing at times, and like they even said, there was times where like I think he almost fumbled it or he did fumble it, and they were like he has to learn like get the ball out quicker and this and that. And I'm just like, hopefully in time he learns that. I mean, all the rookies at some point. I mean, except if you're Patrick Mahomes, but.
Well, my thing is this is like, and I guess I don't know if we should give him credit for it or be sympathetic towards it, but the dude only played 11 college games.
Yeah.
So he needs experience, but it's like, damn, it's hard to leave Deshaun and then go to a project. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because, I mean, when we got Deshaun, the city was like, we finally have our quarterback.
Exactly. Y'all don't know how long we waited for that. And so should we make like one plea to Deshaun to just play for us?
And I think that's what I was gonna say. Like as a fan, like I think even though we felt it was done dirty, and I think what happens is you lost DeAndre Hopkins, and then JJ Watt, the heart and soul of the team, leaves, which we're okay with. Go get your ring. I don't think you're gonna win it in Arizona, but you go over there to Arizona and all that stuff. So then now Deshaun is right after that. He's like, it's kind of like, oh, monkey see, monkey do in our eyes, because the way you were doing it. And then now all this came out. I mean, when we posted on the Facebook about the text messages that came out, I don't want to get too much into that. That's all FBI stuff they're investigating. But a lot of the fans were on his side, like, you know, sentimental for him. Like if he's not guilty, like let's look out for him. But then when you talk about trading him, a lot of people and Texans fans still are like, I don't want him here. I just get him gone, be by. Because do you feel that you trust him if, say, he comes back this season, that he'll be there next season?
I wouldn't care. Because I think that if the Texans are as smart as they should be, then you should put yourself in a position to make a move in case he's not.
Yeah.
So you make the most of him right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But my thing is this about that whole Deshaun situation is it kind of came him wanting to leave. I feel like the Texans gave him a reason to ask for that because of the Cully signing and Casero signing. But you just signed a contract yourself, bro. And the only reason I bring that up is like I don't think JJ Watt has anything to do with it. I don't think that Watson gave a shit about him at all because with him gone, now I'm the face of this team. Where it came from, a lot of that stemmed from was that Hopkins got unfairly traded, and that made him mad. But then Hopkins and my favorite Texan of all time, Andre Johnson, were in his ear, telling him how much we waste talent. And that was the problem.
Yeah. And that's what I feel like, though. Like, no disrespect ever to Andre Johnson. I mean, but it's a new team, I feel. Like, they're actually letting the GM do his job and run the team. He's not – I don't feel like he's going to the owner and being like, who should I pick? You want me to pick who? Like, and I mean, I feel like the team is doing what they're supposed to do, and they're making picks, making plays right. And I just feel like, you know, I would hope he would give them a chance. I mean, as far as DeAndre Hopkins, I'm a fan when you were here, bro, but I've been saying it. I mean, I don't really care if he ever hears me say it. I really don't care. But, bro, you sound like the ex-girlfriend that moved on with the richer guy, and then you're still talking about me. Like, you moved on.
You just want to let me know what you got now.
Yeah.
But to Deshaun's credit, and, you know, people are like, I'm not asking him for shit. I'm not telling him to stay. Like, every day I watch the press conferences from the players, not the team, but from the players. Them players are like us. They're regular-ass dudes with a lot of talent. So you know when one of them are full of shit and when they're keeping it real and they're talking. And everybody says that he's just around the building being cool. Like, he does what he can to make people better. He helps the team. He's helping the team get better, even with the expectation of not playing. And that's cool. That's good for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, one thing about it is, I know they asked Nick, like, if he was going to have a chance to be a quarterback one. And they said, he was very subliminal with it, but he was like, every day we're trying to make the Texans better. We're doing whatever we can to make them better. And so they asked him again. He just said, you have to wait and see on stuff. And
that's why I have a feeling they're going to try to finagle a way to ask him, hey, you want to play quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think as competitive as he is, also him sitting on that bench, he's gonna get an itch of like, no, I need to go out there. These are my boys, this and that too. And it's very weird that Roger Goodell hasn't done anything. I mean, because you would think usually when stuff happened, he took firm stance, like, all right, this is it, done. And I get it, you're still it's still a big investigation, but I think at some point, I mean, the way it's looking, I mean,
if I was to make one plea to Deshaun Watson to stay and play and be the quarterback for the Houston Texans, it would be this. Deshaun, hear me out. The Astros cheated, bro. We know this. It's been proven.
Mm-hmm.
On video. We don't care. They go all over the country and play baseball and they boo us and we ride for ours. So if you choose to continue to wear that Astros jersey, we'll go anywhere in this country with you, and it doesn't matter what people say. We will ride for you, dog. So please be our quarterback.
I mean, if he's our quarterback, we're going to ride with him the same way.
If he's our quarterback, then I would say what Trayvon said earlier, we make the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. If he's your quarterback, you're making the playoffs with this team. I mean,
it'll be a wild card, but we're going to be there.
Yeah, it's going to be wild card. You ain't beating
I don't know, bro. If you go 1-1 with Tennessee in the regular season with Deshaun Watson as a quarterback, there's a legitimate chance you win the division.
I want to see the defense against their offense. I'm not sold on Tannehill.
Our defense is sick. On the very first running play in the Tampa Bay game, Vincent Taylor took on a double team and opened up the A-gap. And Gruger Hill came through there like a crazy person and blew up Ronald Jones. And I was like, that's Texas football. That's what we do.
They look competitive. I mean, they look like we've said they were going to be. They're very competitive. A bunch of guys that are hungry, looking for their next paycheck, that big contract. So they're going to go out and compete.
Bro, we had 5 takeaways on defense. We blocked a field goal. we blocked the extra point, and we knocked the ball out on special teams on a kickoff.
I mean,
our special teams and defense is sick.
Yeah, I was about to say special teams also looks very nice. The coaching for both is good. I mean, that being said, all right, before we close it out, what is a record you think?
Well, there's 17 games now, so I'm gonna go 8-9, and that's very optimistic.
I think if you have Deshaun, I would say about 8 wins.
If we had Deshaun, I would say we would get 11 wins.
Oh, okay. I think we'll win like 6. I'm
thinking realistically like 5 or 6 games this year.
Yeah, I think you beat Jacksonville. Jacksonville's defense is terrible. I think you beat. Honestly, I think you beat the Colts once now because
I agree with that.
Honestly, their Texans killer T.Y. Hilton. I'm sorry to see you get hurt, bro, but he ain't there no more.
But it's not only that; is their defense is still really good because they kept all the really good stars on that team, but they did lose some good players on their defense, like their linebacker Walker. To think that that's not going to have an effect is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. That's at least 4 wins. Hey. Oh, man. That being said, you got anything else to say, bro?
Nah. I had fun today, though. Caleb, get it right, bro.
Yeah, get ready. Get ready for the weekend, Caleb. We got some fantasy talk. I know me, Zach, and James will be here on Friday talking some NBA. We got a big weekend for wrestling. It's going to be a much. If you haven't.
AEW. Hey,
yeah.
How disappointed were you about the Jake Paul?
That was a terrible fight.
Do you think it was rigged or not?
I don't think it was rigged because I mean Woodley fights like that even in UFC. I felt
my thing is though when he turned it on, it was like you should just slept that fool. Like why don't you throw punches?
But that's him in UFC. That's why he lost some fights because he's that guy that I don't know. I don't want to say he doesn't have that killer instinct because I've seen him knock some boys out, but I just feel that there was those times where
if them ropes weren't so tight, and like you said, if them ropes weren't 7 foot tall, you'd have fell out the ring. If he'd have knocked Jake Paul out the ring, that fight would have been over.
Yeah, he would have knocked him out of the ring. Like, I mean, it just I don't know, man. It was I want all my money back for it that I didn't have to pay for it, but it's like
I watched it the next day. I watched the fight companion live stream with Brendan Schaub and
luckily there's people that pay for it already for me in my life, so I let them pay for it. I just like, hey, I got it. What's up? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was weird. I mean, there was some people. Nate Diaz came and talked about it. I know Nate and Connor right now are going off on Twitter on each other and stuff.
I think they'll fight. I don't think either one will fight Jake Paul.
No, I don't think
the best name I heard float around to fight Jake Paul that I actually would like to see is Anderson Silva.
That'd be good. Give Spider a payday.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to see. Supposedly, Woodley said that he'll get Jake Paul's name on him, and they'll refight again. But I don't really care to watch it again.
I don't care to watch it either. It's like you had your chance, bro.
Yeah, like the hype's kind of gone now. Like,
and I'm such a boxing fan. I can tell you if Jake Paul gets in a ring with any boxer, professional boxer, he's going to sleep, and he knows that too.
That's why,
or at least his team does. So he's not going to fight a real boxer.
And that's what he said at the end. He goes, "I'm not here for casual boxing fans. I'm here for those YouTubers and those guys to bring more fans into this to do it." He goes, "I want to do my own thing in this sport." And so I'm like, okay,
It just pisses me off as a boxing fan because he says, "I want to win a belt," and it's like, bro, if you weigh in at 190 and you show up at 205, you're a super middleweight. That is that's Canelo. You're going to sleep, bro.
Yeah, he's going night. I mean, I give him that. He gives the. He does the. I
think his benefit is his size. Is like he's an awkward size. He's too big for a lot of guys, but not big enough for some of the guys he could fight.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
To me, though, with him, it's like. I just don't. You know me. I'm a huge McGregor fan.
He's too big for McGregor, and I think McGregor will win.
But that's the thing, though. It's not even that. I just hate how like I'm not a Poirier fan. So I mean, Poirier was in his corner. I loved how the MMA fans were pissed off about that. Like they were like, "Oh, you were the chosen one," kind of like a Star Wars thing. Like he betrayed the MMA. But to me, it's like Poirier, you're all about respect, this and that. You're chilling with the dude that literally just talked trash about some dude's mom.
Yeah.
But then you want to talk about McGregor doing this stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? It don't make sense to me. Like it didn't make any sense to me.
I'll tell you what I will pay for, and I want to see this, and it will happen. If there's one boxer who I want to see fight Jake Paul, and I also want to see him fight Logan Paul, I want to see him fight both of them in one night, and he will knock them both the fuck out.
Two versions.
Andre Ward. So what you do is you say one of y'all gets the first 6 rounds and the other one gets the second 6 rounds, and we'll go a 12-round fight. And I guarantee you he puts both of them to sleep.
I'll pay for that.
I will pay double for that if Andre Ward, the son of God, can fight them two in one night.
That'd be fun to watch. I mean,
exactly.
It don't have to be under boxing rules because half of these fights haven't been under any kind of boxing rules.
You put boxing gloves on them and something for them to step on, and he's putting them two to sleep.
I mean, supposedly.
So, Andre Ward, Jake Paul, whoever, if you steal my idea, I just did a little bit on that. Just a little bit.
Oh, man. But shit, it's been fun, bro. We'll be back on Friday, talk some NBA. It's always fun, off season. The show, though, if you're any Houston fans watching, this is your one-stop shop for Houston sports. Everything going
One stop. Like the corner store.
Like Dan said, make sure y'all go hit that like button on Notoriety Sports Network. We growing. I do want to say I'm going to have a shout out to some mom and pops places soon in Houston as Bayou City Boys trying to look out for our community. But
Right.
That'll be all over Facebook whenever I'm not tired.
Right.
Shit. That being said, bros, have a good night, man.
Later,
Good
brother.
night.